All right, Papa Snoop. Welcome back to part 2 of the Ballin Bosh podcast. We got the one and only Papa Snoop in his own man cave, in his own space. You know what I mean?
Right.
Showing us his wall of fame, the great history that's behind him.
Right.
How you doing today, Papa Snoop?
I'm doing good. Just waiting to do this, do part 2 of what we started Saturday, and get it out there, man, to let people know what I'm doing. The beginning of my son's career. They know where I came from part 1. For part 2, it's like now you at my house at the Ponderosa. Okay, and we are. I call this wall of fame. This is my son's whole career on this wall. I got some more pictures I need to put up. This is like back from 1992, really up to right now.
You call your house the Ponderosa?
Yeah, because I live in the country. I got 2 acres of land. I got a creek in the back, so it's Ponderosa.
Yeah.
Only thing
Okay.
missing is the horses.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
That's next, right?
Right.
That's gonna take you back because you from Mississippi, right?
I grew up with horses. My dad had a horse and a mule. Back then, people had horses and mules and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up riding horses and everything. So I grew up in town, but in actuality, I'm really a country boy.
And what city was that you grew up in?
Magnolia, Mississippi. Macomb was 3 miles away, but right across, you walk out of my mom's front porch, you walk across on the other side of the road, that's Macomb County. So you might as well say Macomb, because we did have a Macomb address when I grew up.
What was it like growing up in Mississippi?
I had a good life. Because my dad had a landscaping business, and I grew up in money. My auntie had a store about 7 houses down from there. My other auntie, my dad's sister, my other auntie, Ayama, she farmed. She had people working for her. And my other auntie was a big time nurse in New Orleans, my dad's sister. And my other auntie, through marriage, she was a piano teacher. So I grew up in a brick house, shingles and everything. But some of the people I grew up in my neighborhood wasn't that fortunate, right? Because back then people had tin roofs, you know what I'm saying? Had buckets catching water and stuff. So you talk about, I was born in 1949. And back then people would come to my mom's house and borrow salt and pepper because they didn't have no money, you know what I'm saying? But we had money.
What made you move out to California?
Sure, my auntie was living out there. I went there for my last year of high school and moved to San Francisco. 6'8", I got drafted. My 2 older brothers and my 2 sisters. My oldest brother, he lived in L.A. He's in the same house he bought back in '65. My big brother, Juma, he lived in Long Beach. He eventually moved to L.A. My sister lived in Long Beach for a long time before he passed away, but my baby sister's still there. She's been in Long Beach almost 50 years, at least 45 years.
Oh, so that's where you went? You went straight to Long Beach?
No. San Francisco first. When I got back from Vietnam, I moved to New Jersey with my sister for a minute. I got out in January. I stayed with her for about a month and a half. The post office sent me a letter, and they called me to the post office in L.A. in 1970. So I went back to L.A., lived with my brother for a minute, started in the post office, worked in the post office from 1970 to 1985 in L.A. Then I transferred to Detroit.
Okay.
From 85 to 95.
Let's talk about Vietnam for a second. You say you went to Vietnam. You were drafted into Vietnam.
Yeah, back then it was drafting people left and right. And
so you had to go. When you're drafted, you have to go. You have to make.
Well, you got a choice. Either you go or go to jail. Or either go to Canada, or leave the state. But you being black, where you going? The rich white boys went to Canada. Where was I going?
Did you know people that like went to jail, like avoided it, or tried to run from it?
This is how I went back then. If you was a troublemaker, and you was going to jail, they give you a choice. Either join the military, go to Vietnam, or go to jail. Say for instance, you facing 5 years in prison. What you gonna do? Take a chance in Vietnam, or go to prison for 5 years? That's how it was back then in the 60s. You know what I'm saying?
Were they sending people that was already in jail to the war?
They said it was, but I said no. I'm saying the people that was going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And back then, if you wasn't in college, you had finished high school, and you was 1A, you was gone. If you was in college and making bad grades, they drafted you was gone.
Yeah.
If you dropped out of college, when you was going to college, they drafted you and you went to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was 1A, 4F, 1Y, but if you was 4F, 1Y, you wasn't going nowhere. It was 1A. But people don't realize, man, looking back in hindsight, they was drafting blacks, minorities, Puerto Ricans and Mexicans, and poor whites. A lot of rich white boys was not getting drafted back then.
Why you think that is?
Politics, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, like I said, me and my friend Ron, the one I told you I was going to see in Detroit from here.
Mm-hmm.
He grew up on the east side of Detroit, so he was considered as a poor white boy, right?
Yeah.
So we know more about Vietnam now than we did when we was there. Because when you're there, you fight for your life. You at this one fire base for your whole entire tour, 11 months, 26 days for me, and you fight. You're not really thinking about how the war came about, how Vietnam was, because Vietnam has four different kinds of terrain. Mekong Delta is different. You can move up a little further, you got a different terrain. Where I was, mountains. Further up north, mountains. You know what I'm saying? So when I got back from Vietnam, when I was going to college to West LA, I did a lot of research in Vietnam and found out they had been fighting for 4,000 years. Everybody who fought them got ran out.
Yeah.
Genghis Khan, Chinese, Japanese, French, and then us. Okay.
Wow. So what was it like when you went over there? Like when you first landed?
Red hot, man. Cause matter of fact, the day before, about a week before I went to Vietnam, this girl I had met, walking down the road, my dad had a 62 Ford station wagon, Woody. I'm at this cruiser coming home town ain't that big, so I was going to my chief's office. So I was a fine babe walking down the road. Her son really became a pro football player with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I'm not going to call his name. But that being said, I went to go see her, you know what I'm saying, back then. Because back then, a lot of people didn't have telephones. They had a telephone, we had a telephone, so I called her, right? She lived by me about 4 miles from my mom's house. I went to go see her, and her sister was going, one of my homeboys was her sister's boyfriend. And she told me, just 2 weeks before I left, I seen it, James Walker killed in Vietnam, in Khe Sanh.
You say what now?
James Walker was killed, her boyfriend.
Her boyfriend was killed in Vietnam.
Yeah, but he grew up with me.
Bro, and this is right before you was about to go over there.
2 weeks before I got ready to go over there, he got killed.
Did that mess you up about going?
No. Like I said, I never thought about, I mean, I went to Vietnam, so what? I mean, I knew about the war and everything, but the reality didn't set into me until I got to Vietnam and started seeing action.
What was action like? What was a typical day of action?
Man, look here, it's like, how can I put it? You know, you done seen film of war.
Yeah, I've seen
it. You done seen it on TV. You heard guys talk about it. So when you get there, like I said, when I landed there, man, they started dropping mortar rounds. The plane was unloading. They started dropping mortar rounds on the runway.
And a mortar round is a bomb.
No, it's a mini bomb.
A mini bomb.
Right, but and the plane started taking off. They closed the doors and pulled the shelves back, and then Sarge told us to run inside the bunker. We FNGs. All we had was our paperwork. We didn't have a gun, and we didn't know what a bunker was. So
what's a FNG?
Fucking new guy. They call you fucking new guys. Cause they look at your skin. All the guys who have been to Vietnam 3 months or longer, you can look at them until they've been there.
Because they're getting blacker.
They're getting darker white boys, but they have what you call it 1,000-yard stare. The unseen action. We call it 1,000-yard stare. The unseen action. The ones who've been there for a long time, they like this.
Which is pretty much like a zombie.
Like a zombie, you don't want to fool with them, man. Because they've been through some of the stuff. They don't care about dying. They don't care about killing you. You know what I'm saying?
That one thing I always wonder, like in the war over there in Vietnam, was it common or did it ever happen like where Americans would kill other American soldiers over there?
That happened in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened in Vietnam. I mean, like I said, Vietnam was a racial war, right? Mm-hmm. And you talk about 1968 when they had riots. Maggie Evers got killed. Cheney and those two white guys that got killed. Even Chile got killed. King got killed.
But that's all the way back home.
Right, but let me tell you. But it had a lot to do with it, though. And then Kennedy, I got to Vietnam June 4th. Kennedy got killed June 6th in LA at the Ambassador Hotel. So all this stuff's going on, right? And whites and blacks hadn't really been around one another that much. The guys that was from back east, they grew up with whites, but they didn't interact with them like I did because my dad had a landscaping business. I spent more time with white people in Mississippi than I spent with my homeboys. Cause I was working all the time in some white man's yard, making up these big, huge houses. Mm-hmm. White man's slave owners, granddaughters, grandsons, stuff. They was nice. One thing I found out about white people, the rich ones gonna help you out if they see you black and want to be somebody. Is the rich ones don't hate you. They ain't try to help you. It's the poor race white trash. They the ones hate you because you're doing better than them. The difference between a black guy and a white guy, a poor black guy might be poor. He might dress up in a suit like he got $1 million, but he ain't got nothing. White guy is poor. He gonna be poor for the rest of his life. That's why the rich white people call them poor white trash.
Oh man, that's crazy. So,
Yeah.
so you had just like a big mix of people in the war out there trying to fight and basically come home. Like I'm wondering, like, but what was like a typical day of action? Like what like you were just explaining, what would happen?
Well, here's the deal. When I first got there, I told you, when I first got there, what happened. Then when it was when I got to my unit, and that night when I fired those shots, when Sergeant Dearborn jumped all over me and sent me out the next day to the LZ action, that's when my whole life changed. Because the LZ action was on Highway 19. Any Vietnam vet that was in my area knew about Highway 19. If convoys getting down Bush, because they had 2 convoys come through every day, one from Monkey to Pleiku, one from Pleiku to Monkey, and they was always getting hit. So we were right there in the middle of this at a fire base, hold 125 people, right? And when they got hit, we got hit. This is what I got wounded. The first time I got wounded was a LZ action. So now, and then you pulling guard duty for 12, 6 in the morning. You sleep, being in the comfort bed, now you living underground on a cot with a mosquito net, because Vietnam was full of mosquitoes, especially where I was. And
you say you got sent out there for firing shots or something?
Yeah, right. Yeah, long story short, Sergeant Dearborn didn't like me. That one incident, he didn't like me. But I kept seeing him time and time again, and come to find out, he hated every damn body.
Okay, so you think it was like racially motivated for him to send you out like
motivated, that? But it's ironic that the day I got wounded, he got wounded.
Huh?
He happened to make a pit stop at my fire base. He got hit in the face with a piece of shrapnel.
Wow.
And when we all got inside the hooch way for the helicopter, he tells me to go out there and get Carl's weapon. Carl is the one that lost one of his eyes. I didn't want to go out there. He said, he said, everything is done, they're gone. That's how I'm going to realize when everything stopped, they're gone. But you never see them. That's the hard part about Vietnam. They hit you, but you don't see them. But when you do see them, you wish you hadn't seen them, because they're bringing the whole neighborhood. That's when you really, really get scared when you see them.
Yeah, I saw stuff like online before about like how they used to hop out of holes, or you be walking and you fall into a ditch full of
punch sticks. This big hole they dig, they got bamboo crisscross, pointed in with snake poison on it. Covered up with leaves. That's for the grunts.
So
I was riding.
That's crazy. So they filling up. These guys are. This is like America's coming over there with all these guns, all of these expensive bombs and chemicals and all this, and you were getting beat by guys by digging holes with snake poison and bamboo.
But see what people don't realize, man, those tunnels have been there forever. Give you an example, down by Cu Chi, the 25th Infantry Division, the 101st Infantry Division, Airborne, they had left and moved up north, right? So the 25th came in. That's when the Kennedy was bringing in different units on. They bringing the whole units in on the ship, and they built their base camp. Base camp is a big base camp. We got the captains and generals and everything. They got lecture in Vietnam. Well protected. You know what I'm saying? They might get hit with a bunch of a few mortar rounds, but they don't really feel it, because it's about 2,000 or 3,000 people on this base, and the bush is different. So they sit there right on top of the NVA headquarters, and they did not know it.
NVA, that's like the Vietnam.
Those some bad boys from the north.
The people who we fighting.
Right, North Vietnamese.
He's sitting right on the headquarters.
You got the NVA, you got the Viet Cong. Viet Cong are village people. NVA, they wear uniforms like us, man. We should call them those mean MFs from the north, because they don't play around. We all trained, they all know martial arts. But what happened? They sit the whole fire base right on top of them, right? And every night, when they finished the fire base, every night they was picking people off. They was trying to figure out what's going on. They couldn't figure it out. They was right on top of them.
Snipering, just hit them with a sniper?
By them sitting on top of the base camp, they underground. You're right on top of them, but don't know it. So they got this piece of concrete, because Vietnamese are small people. They slide it back, right? And they pop up a few people, and then slide it back, and you don't know what happened. They finally figured that out. That's how the tunnel arrest came in. When you guys go down the tunnels to see what's down there. That's how that came into play.
Yeah,
Where I was, they had caves to hold 5,000 people. And I'm telling you, Joe, where I was, man, we always had dead bodies up and down, Vietnamese bodies up and down Highway 19. But we didn't know how many Vietnamese it was, but from a 4.5 mile radius from LV Schiller, Pump Station 7, us, LZ Action, Pump Station 8, they owned us. We was always getting hit. LV Schiller was getting lit up day and night. We was getting hit in the daytime.
So you saw like a lot of blood, a lot of dead bodies.
It became to a point to where I became oblivious to it. You still there, okay? The hard part about it, you go through your first incident and survive. Okay.
Like what, a shootout? A bombing?
Shootout, yeah, you survive, but you got people that got killed, and it pops in your mind, damn, I got 11 months to 15 days to go before I go home, and I got to meet this guy again and again and again.
How many times you think you got into like?
241 times, I kept count of.
In a combat, in like a shootout fight?
241 times.
241 times.
So they was hit us every day. You figure. Multiply 11 months, 26 days, you get hit every day. Every day.
Did you ever have to like fight your way out of a situation?
Nah. Nope. Yeah, one time, when I had 34 days to wake up, just got back from Bangkok, Thailand, and they made a run at us, and it was always a 9-hour shootout, and we killed 73. We finally got them back on their heels, but they pulled back, but we knew it wasn't over with because we was veterans. Our replacements, they didn't know. We told them, hey, man, they ain't done yet. And they should know that how can they put it? If I had to fight a war right now in Vietnam, in the jungle, even here in the United States, we got wooded area and want to win, I get them. I win every time.
And what, if you went over there now?
No. If I had to fight a war here in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
In the woods.
Yeah.
Okay, like my backwoods, we got 200 or 300 acres of land, mountains and stuff.
Yeah, you'll win just because it's your land.
No, not because of my land, because they know how to fight. They're going to destroy digging holes.
You think, are the woods and backwoods down here in the South, in Georgia, Alabama, is that like the jungle in Vietnam?
Some parts of it. But don't forget, in Birmingham, Alabama, the white supremacists, they train their kids in the woods on land, on how to do tactical combat fighting. And they've been doing it.
They doing it now still?
They've been doing it. You just don't hear about it.
Wow, that's crazy, man. So what was it like? So you really lucky to be alive. Really, like to actually be back from Vietnam.
I told my grandkids, I died in Vietnam 241 times. I just haven't failed yet. So death don't mean nothing to me because I seen so much of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When somebody died, it's like I lost my brothers and sisters. My sisters them crying and stuff. I told them, what are you crying for? That could have been us. I'm saying everybody take death different. I don't knock that. But to me, somebody, okay. I've seen so much of it, man.
Were you happy to make it back, to come back to the States?
Yeah, I was happy to make it back. I was surprised I made it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where'd you go first? You say you went to New Jersey first when you came back.
When I got out, I went to New Jersey for a minute. From middle of January to around about a little over a month. And the post office called me to work in L.A. Came back to L.A. and the rest is history.
Did you have anything to come home to? Was like family treating you differently? Or?
They like I was crazy. My mom and dad looking at me, how many people you killed, you crazy boy, because that's that stigma that Vietnam vets have over their head. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Vietnam vets came back and did well for themselves. Congressmen did this, did that. I'm one of them, you know what I'm saying? My thing was, all I want to do is get back over here. I'm going to get back to my normal life. Don't get me wrong. Vietnam was on me for the rest of my life, 24/7, 365. But I'm not one person who's going to fall apart. Somebody asked me, do you ever have nightmares about Vietnam?
Yeah, like were you shell shocked? Like coming back into society?
I'm trying to figure out the definition of shell shock. Where do that come from?
Well, I don't know where it came from, but it's like what the typical, the meaning, what I think it would mean is like just, you're shocked when you go from fighting and hearing explosions and people seeing people dying and all that, and then you just go back to a regular society. It's like some people might still think they at war when you get back and having nightmares and they're trying to fight.
Those are the weak ones, man. You got two kinds of Vietnam vets. You got the ones that talk about it like me, and just love to talk about it to get it off my chest. You got some that don't say nothing. Those ones is probably shell shock. Cause I got a friend of mine. He a rapper. I'm not gonna call his name, but when his dad don't much watch Vietnam movies because we started crying and putting him back in Vietnam. I got a homeboy, man, in Jackson, Mississippi, I went to school with. And I've seen him a long time. I really don't want to see him. So one of my classmates had him at his house one night about 4 or 5 years ago. He wanted to talk about Vietnam. Man, the motor round went. Then he started cursing me out. I was homeboy. I was email. I was homeboy. You made it back in Vietnam, be thankful. And plus you're 100% disabled vet. You should think about the motor round. I think about it every day, but I keep it to myself. Okay? So those ones that have nightmares and shit because they can't shake Vietnam. I got back in Vietnam, okay, I'm back in my, I mean, I can't say I was back in my normal life, but I'm back. You feel me?
Yeah, you back.
Yeah, and if I don't tell people that I've been to Vietnam, they'll never know it.
Yeah.
They'll never know it. You didn't know it if I told you.
I didn't know. You did. When you told me, I was like, I wanted to know more about it.
Right.
So now you're back in the States. You're back
I've been
home.
back 56 years, man.
Yeah, I mean, when you first came back, when you first got back from Vietnam, like when you adjusting to society, what was it like? Did you have any kids?
Nah. My sister was not born until 1971. When I got back in Vietnam and got in the military, like I said, I went to Jersey, started working at the post office. But during that time, the post office was full of Vietnam vets because they was hiring vets left and right.
It was recruiting vets.
Oh yeah, but it was fights breaking out with some guys, man. Back then they was bringing guns to work. The post office was different back then. You see what I'm saying? But once again, my main thing was I was pissed off because I lost a year of my life. You over there for a whole year, you got to get readjusted. So, okay, what kind of car is that? Okay, what's new? You know what I'm saying? Because you behind, people can write you, but you're not here to really see it.
Yeah. So
when I got back, man, I found I worked myself back into society. You know what I'm saying? But I never just fell apart behind Vietnam. Okay, I made it back. Okay, that's what I said. I made it back. I'm one of the ones that made it back.
Yeah. And you say Snoop, you had Snoop. So
Right.
Snoop is your son, Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Right.
Calvin Broadus Jr.
Right.
Who's actually, and your name is Vernell Vernado.
He is Vernado.
He is a Vernado.
Yeah, but he chose to keep his name. So what can I say?
How'd you meet his mom?
I grew up with her. Same. We grew up. Her grandmother, like I said, her grandmother was the one that delivered all my mom's kids. Her name was on all 12 of my mom's birth certificates. So that's how far me and Snoop go back. His aunties lived. I used to go down to his auntie's house, his grandfather's auntie's house, to play with their grandkids. Uncle lived right down the street. Cause I came from a small town. Everybody knew one another, and the people that didn't leave, back then, people didn't leave. Most families lived close together. Think about it.
Yeah.
Within walking distance, less than a mile.
So, I'm sure you might get this a lot. I get sick of answering this question.
Man.
You're saying Snoop is a Vernado.
Right.
How did he get the name Calvin Broadus Jr.?
Well, because his mom was married, and I guess by being married, and she was still married when she had him, she gave him homeboy's name, I guess, to ease the pain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then, actuality, everybody knew he was my son. Yeah.
Yeah. So you was dating a married woman.
Well, we were still in love. But,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I was in love. Me and Sue's mom was in love until she passed away 3 years ago. Yeah, we go way back.
Y'all go way back.
Me and Sue was talking about that as brother repassed. He said, "Pop, how was you when you met my mom?" I think I was 7, and she was 5. That's how far we go back.
Wow.
And we fell in love. I mean, how can I put it?
And y'all both ended up in California too?
Yep. That's how the ironic part about it.
Were y'all chasing each other? Or was you just
No, we just got together when we had to get together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you know she was out there when you got out there?
Yeah. They moved out there in 63. I moved there in 66. So I came back from Vietnam in 1969. They had been there, 3 years. Yeah.
Were you like there when he was a kid, around your son? And
Much as I could because she was married. I just had to go out and seek down and pick him up. But he was confused. He would cry every time we get in my car. But like I said, when homeboy died in jail, 13 years old, Warren G was the one seen a picture of me. He said, "He was too, that's your daddy right there. The homeboy died, that's your daddy." He looked just like him.
Okay, so you say Snoop been with you since he was 13 years old?
Yeah,
You would never. Were you trying to get to him, or was it like?
I did get to him. Like I said,
Yeah.
I would pick him up every chance I got.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we separated for a minute and stuff, but like I said, from 13 years old to right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he be 53 in October.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
See,
I'm a real father, man. I mean, I'm a family man. I mean, I'm not gonna leave him hanging in the breeze, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I played a big part in where he is right now because I stayed behind, stuck behind him. I never said, don't do this and don't do that. Okay, you want to be a rapper? Go right ahead. Good luck to you. You feel me?
Well, how did you feel about like him gangbanging as a kid?
That's life, man. I mean, I didn't gangbang because, I mean, I had fights and stuff, but that's the California environment. I knew about that. So, hey, good luck to you on that. Almost my niece and nephews gangbangers. You grew up in L.A. or Long Beach, you're going to be a gangbanger. There's no way around it. But you got two types of gangbangers. You got some that go to jail and get killed. Snoop been to jail twice, okay? But he finally, I mean, he got out and finally got his life together. You feel me? But I've been with him through his whole career, and I'm the only father that has a son big as Snoop in the music business. Everybody knows, and I'm not riding my son's coattail. I'm representing myself because he was the one that opened up doors for me, and I've always been in love with film. I always wanted to be an actor. I grew up in music. He opened up doors for me. So what I'm doing right now, man, is like letting people know what kind of father Snoop got and letting people know about my career in the movie business and just thankful that he'll open up doors for me so I can fulfill my dreams. He fulfill his, you feel me?
Yeah, so you said you grew up in the music.
On both sides, mom and pops. My dad's side, three of his sisters piano teachers. Choir directors, they sing in quartets. Back then they had quartets, they called them groups now for quartets. And I grew up in church, right? Because back then that's all we had in Mississippi, church and juke joints. So, and my dad was, all those people could sing. My mom's side, guitar players, my mom had a beautiful voice. So, I grew up in a family where we had singers and musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And were you ever into music yourself?
Yeah, I had a group and everything, man. And
you was in a group?
Yeah, my brothers. Before my brothers, I got my brothers, the Bernardo brothers. That was a short stint.
The Bernardo brothers.
My brothers had a group before me. My other brothers had a group before them. So it was like it went on and on and on. You know
what was it like? The Temptations or like a gospel group?
Back then we didn't have a band. Back then, here's the deal. Back in my day, it was up by a cappella.
Yeah. If
you're gonna be in my group, if you couldn't harmonize, you could not be in my group. Back in the day, everybody harmonized. Nowadays, they push audio and make you sound like you harmonize. People nowadays cannot sing. Back then, you want to get in the music business, you had to sing.
So you can sing?
Hey, what if I can sing? But I ain't finna sing right now. But I can sing. I got a reputation, man.
What was the name of one of y'all songs y'all did?
No, we was doing other people's songs.
Oh, y'all was doing cover songs?
Yeah, but back then we never cover songs. We was singing their stuff because that's all we had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We would just keep, me, Ellis Tobias, and Arthur Lee Johnson, we just, he lived down the hill from me, Arthur Lee Johnson lived walking distance from me, and everybody should like to hear me sing, but they can harmonize. So they say, no, we a group, you know what I'm saying? The Laners.
The Laners?
Yeah, the Laners, right.
That was the name of the group?
That was the name of the group.
Nice. How long did you do that?
Shit, I left home. They left before I did. They moved to Chicago. But it was just, it wasn't a group. We was out there doing clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We was just singing, you know what I'm saying? Just singing, you know what I'm saying?
But y'all, so that proves that, you know, your son did have like musical history in his blood before he even. So what did you think about his music when you first heard it? Like,
well, when I heard them, like I said, when I first met Dre, I went to Solar Records on the 6th floor, and they was working on the Chronic because they wasn't Death Row then. I guess it was a production company. I didn't know shit about the music business from the business. I mean, from the being in big time. You know what I'm saying? I've been how can I put it? People who had been in the music business.
Yeah.
That people knew, and I asked Dre, I said, man, is people gonna buy this shit? He said, man, we going platinum. And like I told you, I know what platinum was. Back in my day, it was gold.
Yeah, platinum is 1 million records.
Right.
So gold is like 500,000.
Right. So he had the deep cover. I was impressed with that. But we came with number the G thing, and then the Chronic and all the songs came off that, and he kept going and going and going. And it was a different sound. But let me say this, man. Dre is the only producer I know that can that brought the best out in Snoop. Because once Dre left Death Row, I got mad at Snoop. I was Snoop, you to leave with him? But Dre, he said, Pop, I couldn't leave. Suge got his handcuffed. So all these other producers like Pharrell, whoever produced Snoop, they was intimidated by him because he was big then, right? Dre was not intimidated by Snoop. If you listen to the speech that Snoop made when Dre got his start on Walk of Fame, that Dre was the only one to keep him in the studio all night long, because Dre's the type of guy this way. He might keep you in the studio all night long. He might go out to his car. This is how I know about it, and listen to it. You might think it's all right. It's not all right with him. He bring you back.
So he pushing them.
You might have stayed with him 2 or 3 days. He pushing him. But look at the results. Killing Lamar, Eminem, they sold more records than another rapper in the world. 50 cents of Snoop. Come on, man.
Was Snoop making music before he got with Dre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he had to be a record shop, but he wasn't on a big base. Warren G. He was Warren G and Nate Dogg.
Are you like encouraging him to do it?
Yeah, everything he did. I mean, I patted him on the back. I feel all sound good. I've always encouraged him. I encourage him right now. When people say, "Oh man," still one thing I hate about people, they want to tell me what my son have done. But number one, that's my son. But number two, what he does don't surprise me because that's who he is. So don't be telling me, man, I seen, but those people that hate on you, they want to get you to respond to that shit. I don't want to hear it. That's my kid, okay? I can talk about him, you can't. You feel me? So don't be telling, oh, it's stupid. I've been around parties where people want to talk that shit around people, but I tell them flat out, I don't play that shit, man. That's my family. And I get up and walk out, man.
Talk like what are they saying? Stuff
They
like
be
what?
saying little things, oh, your son did this. What? I'm here for a party, not for you to talk about my damn son. That's my family. Am I talking about your family? Okay. Am I bringing your kid's name up? And I know him? No, I'm not. No. You bringing mine up because you jealous, number one. If number two, you trying to get next to me.
Does that make it tough on you? Like just having like a superstar son?
No, you know why? I'm always about myself. People out here in Douglas, out here where I live at, they know me. Okay. And I've been approached by people and they say shit up, walk out the store and keep walking. You have to be the better man. You feel me? So I got a few neighbors in this neighborhood right now that I had to go off on because they did stuff in the intentions I didn't like about my son. You know what I'm saying? So the best way to handle that kind of stuff, man, is just if people spot you, they spot you. How you doing? You keep moving. You know, like when I was on the road with Stu. Oh, everybody hollering at Stu. Now, especially when he come down here, everybody want to see me. I Papa Stu, but hollering and stuff. I keep walking. Cause if you stop, they got you. Your brother Chris been through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he been through that. Yeah. Because when you play basketball, football, these groups know every game you're gonna be at. You know what the hotel you're staying in. Same thing with the music business. They're waiting for you, you know, because they know you're coming.
Yeah.
Those are groupers. That's people who want something from you. You feel me?
What advice would you like give somebody?
Yes, you can't stop it. We just keep walking. Don't talk to them. People the ones you want to talk to, the ones you don't want to talk to, keep moving. Because always gonna be somebody in that little clique that don't belong there. I'll give you an example. I've been up in Sacramento, California. We got ran out by the police. They had the cold shot. They knew what room we was in, dressing room. We get all the food gone, all the liquor gone. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been there, done that.
So you must get a lot of like business opportunities being who you are and having the son who you have. How do you decipher? How you pick and choose? Because all of them aren't good, but you might get a lot thrown your way just because of who you are.
I got something thrown my way today. I did an interview before you came. This little white guy from Purdue University. He found my Instagram. And he interviewed me today, and he went to my management company, Rob and Lucinda, right? And they told him what to ask me and what not to ask me. I did a 15-minute interview. Now he want to bring me up to Purdue to speak to some people at Purdue. And he going to give me a room and my plane ticket. Little young white guy.
Nice.
But I have to respect him because he didn't, the whole conversation with him about Snoop. All he said, you Snoop Dogg's father, and everything else, he asked about me. Okay, smart, like I said, about maybe 20 years old. Yeah, I got another offer to come to Seattle, Washington, to do an interview for these black guys. They want me to talk about Death Row and Kiefer D. I refused that. You know, I've been around Kiefer D, okay, but I was around Death Row for the whole thing. But I was a spectator. I never knew what went on behind closed doors. I don't want, he must be affiliated with this shit. Yeah. Like Peter, what happened to him today? That kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
He just got his house raided, didn't he?
Right. And don't forget, him and Suge never got along no way. Keith D and Suge grew up together. So who knows what Keith D and Suge were talking about? But Suge locked up. Let's get him. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna get myself involved in all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
My main focus right now is me, Bernell Bernardo, aka Papa Snoop. Podcast finna write my book. Got a couple. Been promised a couple more movies this year, and that's it. I'm simple.
Yeah, I mean it's a simple life, but it's great, right? I mean,
Yeah, I'm not complaining, but I'm saying the good part about it, I can deal with it because I'm financial sound because I'm retired. You feel me?
yeah, you retired postal worker, retired from Vietnam,
Vietnam.
and you probably you still get
Security.
business opportunities all the time.
I got real estate. You know what I'm saying? So, and my grandkids are doing good. Everything I'm doing right now is for my great grandkids. I mean, it don't take a lot, man. By myself, man. You feel me? So what I'm going to do? Like I tell my grandkids, I spend less than $100 a week. Grandpa, we spend $400 or $500.
You spend less than $100 a week.
On what? I'm here all the time. I got food. Hold on, I got food. I got clothes. I got water. What more do I need? Think about it.
Gas costs more than that.
No.
If you go anywhere, if you ain't going nowhere, I guess it don't
I've been
matter.
driving almost 2 weeks on taking gas in a key or so. I drive less than 50 miles a week. I'm going to the store and back home. I might be home 2 days working in my yard. You see, I'm a homebody, man. I mean, it's like my home is my sanctuary.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of people here. When I'm in LA, I'm with my grandkids. But like I said, I'm 74 years old. Going to 75 years old, right? What am I going to do?
I mean, you could do whatever you want, right? You're a single man. You know, you famous. You got business going. You could be out here partying with Diddy and them if you wanted to.
Oh, I was invited to what you call it, happy hour tonight, and I turned it down in Mapleton. My manager Jennifer, I got a big room for you. I'm going home. I don't like being around people I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't like being around people, man. When they find out who I am, they want to get personal, just like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know who they are. They know who I am. I don't like everybody to know who the hell I am, man.
You're really like, you're a charming, like, relatable guy. How do you, like, differentiate between people you want to talk to? Because you seem like an open person to talk, and like when me and you met, we talked and it wasn't nothing. We're like, oh yeah, this, oh yeah, that. It didn't seem closed off at all. So how do you how do you differentiate between somebody, people you're talking to when you're famous? And
well, because I'm a good judge. I'm a good judge of character. That's me growing up. My dad's landscaping business, been around all these rich white people, and it's for me being a mailman. I've been around all kinds of people, right? And people know me, they'll tell you, Papa Super is a good judge of character. I'm gonna feed you for number one. I'm gonna look in your eyes for number two. Because one thing I do know, your eyes don't lie. If I'm talking to a person with dark shades on, I can see your eyes, I'm gone. If I can't see you eye to eye, I'm gone. When I came down the elevator and met you, we just happened to click. Because you was laid back, I was laid back. We just clicked. Think about it. And here it is, about 9 months later, 7, 8 months later, we still clicking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know who's who. I mean, you and a lot of guys, other people on the movie set, like Michael J. White, his wife Gillian, I clicked with them right away because they're very open, especially his wife Gillian. I love her to death, man, because she's a lot of fun to be around, and she tell it like it is. They down-to-earth people. That's one of the most down-to-earth couples I've met in a long time. Period. I told Red, I love both of them. You know
how did you meet Michael J. White?
On the movie set. But where I met him, Red, when they was walking the picket line up these studios.
They were walking the picket line themselves?
No, his movie was independent. I'm saying when everybody, I was in LA from April to October.
Mm-hmm.
When he was walking the picket lines,
when you say the picket line, we're talking about the strike, the actual strike.
Right. They walked the picket line. Red, I walked it 3 times to prepare my pictures. Maybe about an hour and stuff, just because I'm SAG after, right? So Red called me. She came see me at my grandson's house in Inglewood. She said Michael J. White is having a movie down in Atlanta, and said I'm coming down to do the makeup, and I needed an ID card and stuff, so I had to be at my boy's market, and I had a Douglasville number, Douglasville address, and he had an Atlanta address. She had to have an Atlanta address, ID card. We got it there, and she said, I said, Red, if I know who he is from Mike Tyson, that's all I know about him. I said, I want to be in the movie. I'm just joking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the day she was coming down, about 9 hours before she came down, she said, Vernell, She said, it's your lucky day. I said, what you mean? She said, he needs a guy between 70 and 73 years old to play this guy named Willis, but his budget doesn't have enough money to fly him in. Chief, I told him about you. And said, he seen your Instagram and said, damn, he got my mom's name. My mom's name is Vernell. He told me that when I first met him.
Wow.
But he's seen all the work I put in, right?
Yeah.
My Instagram page is really my resume. And she for you in the movie and stuff. This how I got in the movie.
Damn. And I see you be posting, man. You post like a mug, man. You got like all these pictures you have with like famous celebrities
right.
over the past years and even now.
Right.
Like it's crazy on IG. You outworking a lot of young guys, man.
Oh yeah, right. At my age. But think about what I've done, Joe. From our April to right now. Your podcast was the ninth one, right? Mm-hmm. I did 9 podcasts from April up until right now. 2 documentaries, 1 premiere in Arizona, for do my premiere next month in Detroit. Now I'm doing part 2. The average person don't do what I've done in 4 or 5 years, but I'm not there bragging myself. That's how busy I am because I'm dedicated to what I do.
Yeah, let's talk about your documentary for a second. So you got a documentary coming out on yourself.
April 19 in Detroit. Downtown Detroit.
What's it called?
Detroit Mailman. A couple of my boys, co-workers called me today. I got a list. White boy Rick is sponsoring that. I talked to him today. Everything's in place from 6 to 9 o'clock downtown. I didn't want to close the hotel because it's for invitation only, for mail carriers only. But this documentary is about me showing homage to all the letter carriers because we the foot soldiers. You start with the truck drivers, start with the mail handlers, then the clerks. Then we the foot soldiers. We didn't want to have to go out there and walk in the ice, sleet, and snow like I did in 10 years in Detroit. Down here they ride. Okay, so I'm letting people know that being a postman, you can't get killed. 3 got killed last year. Okay, guys in Milwaukee, a guy just walked out his door and just shot him. Bam. 2 guys got killed in Fort Worth. So people got to realize that when you're a mailman and you got your own route, I had 470 stops on my route. So I'm dealing with 47 families, right? Some work, some was on welfare. But I'm in Detroit, Michigan. East side, drug heaven. Okay, all the big time drug dealers wasn't on the west side of Detroit. It was on the east side. Okay, and you figure I walked that route for 6 years, and you figure the thing I seen people get killed. I seen women get their ass kicked. I seen guys get beat up. I seen houses get broken in. Cause it's a difference when you ride through a neighborhood in a car, you pass my things. But you walking every day, you know every family. 470 families. Okay.
Yeah, you probably hear the damn screaming from outside the house sometimes. People arguing.
Right. I know who playing around in their husband.
People running out.
Right. I know who get checks. 5 guys come to, hey man, I'm getting a check, but I don't want my wife to know it right now. So here's $10. Give it to me. They write out and I give it to them. Their wife might come on. I'm getting a check, but I don't want my husband to know. So it's about doing favors too. You know what I'm saying? Welfare day. 30% of my route was welfare, and I got sick of them working for me in the post office parking lot. 1st and 15th, we call it the mailman. We call that Mother's Day. Okay, so that's when people on welfare get all dressed up. Their boyfriends come around, but the kids have been neglected, right? So I put an end to this shit. Me and my boys did. I said, I tell you what, because if you don't give them their check, when you get to your route, and they're gonna chase you all day long. But
they used to follow you in the truck, they used to meet you in the parking lot.
They be in the parking lot waiting at the post office.
For what? The check?
Yeah, cause it's check day.
That's not illegal. You can't what?
They didn't care. They didn't care. So this is what I did. I tell you what, let me do this. Everybody do. I told all the welfare people, meet me on Ball Ford in Somerset. I'm at Ball Ford in Chandler Park. This on the east side. That's my first route. This my first block. I'm giving everybody their check. They had a store down on Warren. I think Warren close to Buckingham, off Warren. I said, once you go pay that Arab guy, Abdul, whatever his name is, I knew him and everything because you've been getting cigarettes on credit. They would take a pack of cigarettes and sell them 25 cents per single. You ain't got liquor on credit, so go pay him first, but everybody bring me $10 back. Because once I get them on the way, think about it, 30-some people times $10, I got paid every 2 weeks in the post office. That money kept me in until I got paid. So on check day, I knew it was going to be a porter somewhere on my route. But one thing my mom taught me, don't eat anybody's cooking. I knew who would clean people on the route. I would eat wood, and the ones I wouldn't eat wood. So once I gave them the check, hour and a half, 2 hours, I'm done with my route. But if I didn't do that, they gonna slow me down, man.
They looking for you.
They gonna ride them down the street. I get walking with you. Man, I need my check. I mean, you gotta stop doing what you're doing. Run through this mail and give me a check. Stop.
You can't just tell, hey man, wait till I get to your house.
They don't want to hear that. It's first and the 15th. Come on, Chief. They don't want to hear that shit, man.
That seemed nerve-breaking right there.
No.
That seemed nerve-breaking.
The system I had by getting everybody out of the way at one time, now I can walk.
No, that's a good system. I'm just saying, like, I guess I never thought about it like that, like trying to go meet the mailman with the check. I just like sit back and wait till the afternoon when the check
get there. You come to work in the morning. They in the parking lot. They in the parking lot waiting for you. Sit over there, just waiting. They know what time you leave.
Man, that's ridiculous. They got to put a stop to that.
So I can't speak for it. I've been going a long time.
But I guess that's why they got fences and all that. You can't even get past the fence at the post office.
Back then they didn't.
They didn't have no fence back there to like stop people from walking back there.
When I went back to Detroit last year to film my documentary, that's when I see that fences you had to have a car to get in.
Yeah, it's like
when I left in '95, they had just begun to put fences up. When I went to the post office that I retired from, it's a gate in the front. I went around the side and drove right into it. Come on, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. So basically the Detroit mailman is documenting your whole...
My whole 10 years when I was a mailman in Detroit, from the west side to the east side.
And in Detroit, what was it like living in Detroit? I know you, because your son moved up there with you.
One summer, 87, we worked at McDonald's for 3 months.
He worked at McDonald's?
8 Mile in Woodingham, I worked on 8 Mile in Illinois.
How'd he get that job?
I got it for him. The manager, I knew the owner, Stu. I knew the two managers, Tony and Deborah. Deborah was my girlfriend. So I just told him that when his mom was having problems out of him, she called me, she said, Vernon, I'm sitting in his ass in Detroit, he's selling dope. He running with gangs. I was cool, it was perfect for me. Because we got a chance to spend 3 months together from the time he was 15 years old, right? So that 3 months together, we had fun. I never had a problem with Stu, never. You know why? Because we just like from month number 2. Hey, when I see you, I see me.
Y'all look alike, of course.
We just like me, him, and my second grandson. But I never had a problem with Stu. Like I told Beth, I never had a problem with Stu. But you know, it's a difference between a son being with his father versus mom. Mothers are different than dads, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you're around your mom, you kind of do whatever you want.
No, he didn't.
Like, you kind of rebellious a little bit. When you're around your dad, you might kind of tone it down and emulate yourself after the man that you see.
Right. That's why I tell everybody, these single parents nowadays, the women, I kind of feel sorry for them because they're doing everything for their sons. That's why his sons are weak. A man's voice speaks louder in the house than a woman's. You feel me? Say, for instance, you got 2 kids, and your kids acting up and stuff, and you gone and stuff acting up, and your wife having a hard time with it. But when you walk that door, what happened? Everything changed because a man's voice and a man's presence speaks a lot louder than a woman. I grew up with a mom and dad. You feel me? But my mom, she was the ass whooper. My dad didn't have to walk in. She took care of business, and we were scared of her, man.
Yeah.
She was 5'9".
Your mom.
And she came from a ass whooping family. Fight everybody, all the guys in my neighborhood I played with were scared of her. So my dad didn't have that problem.
Y'all was pretty much straight.
What?
Y'all was in line.
My mom look at us, and we did something wrong, we know it's ass whooping. And no questions that, go get the switch, go and get the ass whooping and get it over with. I got sick of that shit, man, so let me straighten up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say to my dad all the time, keep from getting up those ass whoopings from my mom. But I'm saying nowadays you got the guys 15, 16 years old, got maybe 7, 8 kids by 7, 8 different women. It's a goddamn shame, but that's how it is. You feel me? So like I said, I feel blessed. I got 1 kid, Snoop. He showed up for me. Everything I told him to do, he did that. Okay, don't be like me, be better than me. He did that. Okay? So like, a lot of people ask me, why aren't you out there in California with Snoop? That's his life, man. That's not my life. This is my life right here. I'm close to my hometown. Hours flight. I drive 5.5 hours. I'm an East Coast person anyway, and I'm at peace. I got peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? I paid my dues too.
What did you think about, like, you say you East Coast? I know I hate to ask you this. What you thought about that whole East Coast, West Coast stuff when all that stuff
I was right there when it started. 95, Source Magazine Awards. Right there when Suge got up and said what he said. Me and Snoop never sit on the 11th row. I was in the cafeteria, I told Snoop, no, they didn't know this. Was Suge orchestrated that to all them niggas from Compton. I'm gonna do this and do that when I get on stage. And I was the one who told Snoop, now grab your boom boxes, leave them right there. We got to haul ass. Cause what he said, when we walk outside Madison Square Garden, they're gonna be on our ass.
What was it like? Was it different? Was it like that when y'all walked outside? Were people
Hell yeah, it was like that.
upset?
And we didn't even have a car. We were standing down in Central Park. Sugar, it was in a limousine, took off and left us right there. We stuck in Detroit, in New York for 4 days. They had to wait 4 days for a ticket. That's when I told Stu, I said, man, the first chance you get away from this cat, man.
He left y'all in
Yeah, in New York.
after that source of war, all that shit talking on stage.
He gone back to L.A.
Suge Knight left y'all.
He
there.
left us. He left them in New York, but I hung with him.
Yeah.
Long story short, Joe, I've been through a lot of stuff, Stu. I'm gonna give you one more incident, and we can go and close this thing down. We in London in '96. We started off in Birmingham, London. This is my first time in London. Get to Manchester, right? Suge's wife was Snoop's manager. Sharitha was. This is dead winter in London. It was cold as shit. We get on this bus to take us from London. I mean, from Manchester to London, right? And the bus driver had the bus all warm and stuff, and all of a sudden he turned the engine off. And we trying to figure out why he turned the engine off. Guess what? Suge hadn't paid him. Couldn't go back in the hotel and had to get off the bus.
Damn.
And Suge's wife making calls trying to get us going. About an hour and a half, we finally got the money to pay the bus for it. I'm telling you, man, if this is a music business, I don't want to be in it. So I've been there, man. I said, people don't realize how much I've been through with Snoop. But that's behind me. I never live in the past. I'm glad he's doing good. I'm doing good. Now it's time for me to emerge. For all the things I've done in this business, I earned every bit of it. And Snoop, my son, respect me for doing it. Everybody respect me for what I'm doing. That's been in the business. You feel me?
Yeah, that's a great thing to be able to do. To actually be able to have worked with your son.
Right.
And have a
from the very
rapport.
beginning.
Yeah, like a rapport with bunch of people, and actually be a part of your son's life and his legacy.
Right.
You know, I commend you for that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You are a dad that is active in your son's life.
Right.
And not only is he just any guy, he's like one of the most famous people in the world.
Right.
One of probably the most great business men and minds in the world. And you are a part of that.
Right.
So, I mean, that's like, black fathers sometimes, or fathers, period, get a bad rep for not being there.
Right.
You know, and especially to guys that are in the gangster life.
Right.
But here you are breaking that stereotype, and people don't really see it. So, they see it, but it's just something that hats off to you, man, because I'm sure it's hard. I mean, it's hard just being regular. So I couldn't even imagine like stuff you've been through just on a public level, and still being able to make it. I mean, here we are in your house. I met you on a movie set.
Right.
I met you on a movie. I work in movies too. So it's I'm just like amazed to even be able to, to be in contact with you, and I'm grateful and thankful, that you allowed me to interview you on the first Ballin Bosh podcast.
Right, man. I appreciate you for having me on, Joe. Like I said, we're not done yet. This is our groundbreaking. Cause like I said, that movie you talking about in Dallas that we're gonna do, I'm quite sure you're gonna find you creative. I'm creative. I've been in the game longer than you, but like I said, I see that you did it. You with Tyler Perry right now, okay, and you get that experience. I got way more experience than you, but you with Tyler Perry. You realize how many people want to be in your shoes? Just you must get close to Tyler Perry. You realize how many people that want to be in your shoes to get close to Snoop Dogg's father. But you're here because of your personality. You laid back, you're cool, you calm. Like I said, when I first met you, I didn't know what you did, what you was doing on the movie set.
Yeah.
But as we built a relationship on the movie set, now here we are. Now I see what you're doing. You see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But that's it.
And this is what I'm doing. I do logistics and locations on movie sets, but I'm also starting to branch off into my own thing, doing podcasts, putting together my own production company, just to try to expand myself. Just like you, I'm trying to elevate and ascend to the next level, and it's guys like you that's really helping me and allowing me to do that.
Right.
Because it's a lot of people that want to hear you speak.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I honestly posted that on my Facebook and on my Instagram, and then people start calling me, oh shit, you interviewing Snoop Dogg there, you interviewing Snoop, da da da. I'm like, and I'm even asking them, what you think I should ask them? What you think I should ask them? And a lot of them say stuff that I've already asked you. But one thing that I do want to ask that on the way over here, my cousin told me, ask him what's his favorite Snoop Dogg song.
My favorite I got a bunch of, man. Number G thing, little ghetto boy, bounce around. You got so many of them. I can't really put my finger on one, man. Period.
Yeah. Well, he got a billion songs.
Right, so. I can't. But I cannot put my finger on one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet Tupac?
Yeah, but come on, man. I met Tupac in '95 when he first came to Death Row. Suge bought him a brand new Jaguar, and we drove out to Soup's house in his Claremont. I drove it. He let me drive it. Man, Tupac, he was a genius for number one. But I used to call him the activist. I spent from December until he got killed. The last concert I did with Tupac, I was with Tupac at the House of Blues. I got a picture of that on Instagram. And he got killed after that. Tupac was, how can I put it? We came to Death Row. Student match, they stepped the game up because he had been he was a star before he came to Death Row. And I got to tell a lot of people, Jim Ivey, he was with Interscope. Jim Ivey was trying to get rid of him because he was causing too much drama. And all Suge did was when he got him out of jail. And it was Interscope gave him a Suge, but people don't realize Interscope was doing Suge's in distribution. So it was like he was still
he was still a part of Interscope.
Right. I mean, we can talk about Tupac for hours.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if you met him. I wasn't trying to get deep into him just to see,
I knew Pac, man. Pac was like a son to me. The only thing that was missing out of Pac's life was his father was never in his life. I knew his mom and Fina very, very well, right? And I see at studio with the Outlaws when they would record, and we have long conversations, right? And what really broke my heart, man, when the movie All Eyes on Me, just before the movie came out, she passed away. She never got a chance to see it.
Damn.
Yeah, but me and Pac, that was my boy, man. Pac, come on, man.
Yeah.
The way you see Pac on TV, that's where he was. I just call him the activist. Okay, if Pac had 100 people in the studio, he was doing a record, he put everybody on this record.
Man.
You probably heard that before.
Yeah, you heard that.
I lived it, okay?
Yeah.
I've seen it happen time. He was the only rapper that I've seen that would go to the bathroom and come out with a platinum hit on toilet paper. Okay? He was the only rapper I've ever seen that would take a beat, soup them and turn it into platinum. He was talented. And one thing I told Snoop them, this is too good to be true. This shit ain't gonna last, man. And it didn't last.
Did you ever want to jump back into the music and be like a rapping grandpa?
Hell no. My main thing was get away from the music business and do film. I got to taste that film, man. And they're getting paid. Every time I did film, I was getting paid. Every time I seen Snoop in the crew, and we ain't got paid yet. Heads dropping everything. They was not getting paid, man.
That was a long time ago, though, right?
Right. But the music business hasn't changed that much.
Yeah.
Think about it. Listen to some of these guys, man, that got these $1 million deals, not realizing that their money is recoupable, not realizing that when you sign with a label, the studio time you doing all that kind of stuff, they controls that. So once your album come out, they get paid first, and all that. In the music business, you got too many people involved. You got to pay this person, that person. Add the percentage up, and you coming out with crumbs. Then after that, your next thing you got to go on the road.
Yeah.
They land back getting paid off you on that road. Ain't easy, man.
I bet.
I've been there. That road is not easy. Period.
Yeah.
So
what's like one of your favorite cities to visit?
When I was on the road,
yeah,
I really can't speak them because they was all the same, man. Once you get out there a week or two and get to rolling, then a city is a city. Now my favorite spot overseas is Amsterdam. Okay, then Copenhagen, Denmark, then Stockholm, Sweden, and then Tokyo.
What kind of music you listen to now, like on a daily basis?
With me, Soul Channel, Sirius Radio.
Yeah,
the stuff I grew up with.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? War movie, Platoon. That's easy. My other favorite movie is, how can I put it? My other favorite movie is Trouble Man with Robert Hooks. The first Trouble Man before Michael J. White put his out.
What's your favorite food?
Oh, soul food, collard greens. I like oxtails. I like a lot of seafood.
Yeah.
Okay. I like collard greens. I eat a lot of beans, black eyed peas, field peas, crowded peas, butter
You eat
beans.
chitlins? You from
Yeah,
Mississippi?
but I only eat children during the holidays.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like gumbo, and I like egg poachet.
What's your favorite TV show?
Right now,
Yeah, any show.
I like well, I watch Turner Classic Movies, TCM. I like the old movies like Humphrey Bogart, and I watched Sidney Poitier and Ruby a couple nights ago. So, each week, every day they have something different.
Yeah, my mom watched that all day.
Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna tell you why. 'Cause I like when the women dressed back then. Like when mom dad used to dress. The guys wearing suits. Everybody was wearing suits and hats back then. You know what I'm saying? You got guys wearing hats right now, but not like my dad and them. 'Cause everybody,
Zoot suits, that's what they call them.
no, that's what Mexicans wore.
Is that how you used to dress, like back in the day?
No,
like
Zoot
that?
suits was Latinos.
No, not the Zoot suits, but like how the movies that you used to. That you
Oh yeah,
watched,
that's how I
like,
dressed. I mean, that was back in my era. Our era was different. You guys don't dress nowadays. Y'all wear tennis shoes. Back in my day, man. Back in my day, hey, one thing about a suit, they get an old saying, a well-dressed man is a woman's best accessory. When I want to catch a woman in the club, back in my younger days in LA, I wear a suit. Just lay back and wear a suit.
And what they come up to you?
Yeah, women love
You
well-dressed
look
men.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still wear suits.
Yeah.
And at my premiere, I'm going right down to K&G to give me the hookup.
Yeah.
Yeah, double breast, woo wham. Hey, I can dress, man. And the good
Yeah.
part about it, suits look good on me. They probably look good on you. Cause we tall and slim.
Yeah.
I can get mine off a rack. I have a big guy, I can't.
Tell me about that shirt you got on.
Oh, I got this from New York. My grandson got it for me. Dirty. It's a fashion show. When when I made Vogue magazine in New York in 2017.
Wow.
Everybody like that. I wear it every now and then. I got 3 closets full of clothes that I probably never wear in a lifetime. Because once you go to the fashion show, they come to send you clothes. They come to send you clothes, man.
You a model too?
Yep, I'm all that.
Model, actor,
Landscape designer,
landscape designer, businessman,
businessman, all that. Real estate.
mogul,
Yeah,
a music manager.
all that.
Hey man, I appreciate it, man. This is a legend we got right here. Papa
Yeah.
Snoop, Vernell Vernado, aka Snoop Dogg's dad, done blessed the Ballin Bosh podcast, episode 1, man. I appreciate it. You want to say anything, sign out?
Yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to my family, my sisters and brothers, my grandkids, great grandkids, you know what I'm saying? To all my real friends, not my so-called friends. And give a shout out to my boy from Detroit. Because the premiere for the Detroit Mailman is on the way. And I want to give a shout out to my managers in Arizona, Rob, godchildren / managers / producers, Rob and Lucinda Boy. And I want to give a shout out to Jennifer, my manager here. And I want to give a shout out to God, man, for blessing me with all these blessings He's given me. And I want to let Him know I don't abuse blessings, I embrace them. Don't never abuse a blessing, embrace them. Because you only get so many, man.
That's right.
Anyway, I want to thank you, Joe, for having me, man. I'm glad I could be the first one on your podcast. But like I said, you and I just get started. You creative, I'm creative. There are better things to come for me and you.